1:59, the Bengals are out of timeouts. They're on the short end of a 2013 Sports First Down Niners when we come back.
After employing a running back by committee approach in 2006, the New York Jets knew they needed to find one player to become the man. In the offseason, they found him. By acquiring Thomas Jones from the Chicago Bears, the Jets have a big, tough, cold weather back that will carry the load for Eric Mangini's squad. Jones has rushed for more than 1,200 yards in each of the last 2 seasons. The Jets will be happy if Jones can duplicate those numbers in 2007.
For Wilson NFL and GST footballs and much more, visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
Is this the year the Cup comes to Buffalo?
To Carolina?
To Pittsburgh?
Is this the year someone scores 50 and 38?
And 37?
And 36? Is this the year someone scores 200 points?
Is this the year kids start taping their sticks like Stahl?
Is this the year someone scores 93?
Is this the year a forward becomes unstoppable?
Is this the year a goalie stops everything?
Is this the year we finally figure out who's dad's favorite?
Is this the year?
Is this the year?
Этот год?
Is this the year?
Is this the year?
Here in the Bay Area, it seems like the 49ers have turned back the clock to at least a year ago when Frank Gore was running wild, because tonight he's had his way. 29 carries, 138 yards. That's his high for the year. They've gotten 21 of 28 out of Shaun Hill for 197 yards. And perhaps most importantly, the San Francisco 49ers, who've turned the ball over at a -13 rate for the year, have no turnovers tonight.
And that's it. You look at Frank Gore and what he's done tonight. This is what this team was accustomed to. This is what they thought they were going to come into this year and be like. What we saw tonight is how they tended to play football. I think Frank Gore takes his offensive line out to dinner tonight. Tell those guys thanks.
Well, you know, look, they blocked well for him, but frankly, he was also helped by the fact the 49ers had a passing game this evening.
Without a doubt, and it makes you wonder exactly what's wrong with Alex Smith. Is he not the guy?
Well, they didn't have any turnovers tonight. They ran the ball successfully. And they didn't kill themselves.
The Bengals, of course, can't stop the clock. And so,
what about Bobby
one more
Petrino?
kneel down, this one will be done.
This is over. What about Bobby Petrino?
Who?
Right.
Who is that?
How do you feel about
that? We don't talk about college coaches.
Look, we asked Marvin Lewis about Bobby Petrino yesterday, and what Marvin say? Not good for our profession. A little late for that. And we asked Nolan about it, and Nolan said he'd rather not comment, which I guess says everything we need about Mr. Petrino. And that'll be our final play of the evening. It's all but official, and the Bengals are left to wonder what continues to go wrong in a season that has been wrong for a long time now. They go to 5-9, and the 49ers pick up just their 4th win of the year. They go to 4-10. Carson Palmer walking out to try to congratulate Shaun Hill on what was a fine NFL debut as a starter. Shaun Hill played well. We'll try to get a conversation with him. He'll be with Adam Schefter and perhaps Rich and the guys on the set when we come back in just a little bit. Our final here in San Francisco is the 49ers coming up a winner at home for the first time since opening day. They've turned back the Bengals by a final of 20-13.
NASN brings you unrivaled coverage of the best sports North America has to offer. Get the best seats in the house for the biggest games in the best leagues 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Watch the NFL from preseason all the way to the playoffs with over 60 regular season games, the postseason, and live coverage of Super Bowl 42 from Phoenix. Get live coverage of every game of the World Series and don't miss an inning of the MLB regular season with up to 260 regular season games and the All-Star Game live. Experience the most comprehensive coverage of the NHL anywhere in Europe with over 200 live regular season games, the 2008 NHL All-Star Game, and the Stanley Cup Finals live. NASN takes you to pit lane in the high-octane world of NASCAR with live Busch Series racing and keeps you up to date with the Nextel Cup and Truck Series with daily episodes of NASCAR Now. Get courtside with the best conferences in NCAA college basketball with a packed schedule of games between the top teams and unrivaled coverage of March Madness. See the power and skill of the finest players in college football with full season and bowl series coverage, including all the BCS games, live. And with all your favorite news, highlights, and analysis shows, including PTI and Around the Horn, you won't miss a minute from any of your favorite sports all season long. Log on to NASN.com now and join the world of NASN, your leader in North American sports.
Of fencing and 3 years of law school teach you a lot. For him, it's confidence. For me, it's pride. Go to ncAAstudent.org to find out how your child could become one of the many student athletes who go pro in something other than sports.
Hi there, folks. I'm Tim McCarver, thanking you for watching my show exclusively here on NASN, Europe's leading channel for North American sports. Join me each week as I conduct in-depth interviews with the biggest stars from the world of sports, whether you enjoy football, baseball, basketball, hockey, you name it. Check out NASN.com for the latest schedules and guest lists, and we'll see you right here on Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show on NASN.
Welcome to the Home Depot post-game show from Monster Park. There is Mike Nolan and Marvin Lewis getting set to do battle for Week 15 Saturday Night Football. First career start for Sean Hill, and did he look sharp, Steve Mariucci?
He did. He looked poised in the pocket. He made good decisions the entire game.
And this is in the first quarter. Sean Hill firing over the middle, found Darrell Jackson quite a bit throughout this contest, and then running it in Steve Young-like.
Well, you fake the ball to Frank Gordon, and he goes on the keep.
He gets it in himself. Sean Hill runs it in. Sterling Sharp, what's going on here?
Well, I think he should go up top, and he goes up top big time. Chris Henry runs underneath it. Beautiful throw and catch right there.
Carson Palmer to Chris Henry to put the Bengals back on top, but Sean Hill was firing away. Third and short, finds Darrell Jackson again with 8 catches for 86 yards. And Hill put together quite a nice drive at the end of this first half.
That was an important drive.
And then with 13 seconds left in the half, he finds Vernon Davis over the middle to put the Niners up at the half by the score of 14-10. And then in the second half of this game, it was more just like the first half, 14-10. Frank Gore, the inconvenient truth as we saw him last year, running to the Pro Bowl in 2006. He had only his second 100-yard gain this year. Had 9 last year, 29 carries for 138 yards. That led to a field goal. Chad Johnson and Carson Palmer hook up again in the fourth quarter, down 10 points. Palmer throwing over to Chad Johnson on fourth down. It does brings up fourth down right there, and these guys were sort of not on the same page for much of the night. Sean Hill on fourth down, up 7 points. They decide Mike Nolan does to go for it rather than to kick a field goal to go up 2 scores. That seemed to be a disastrous-looking decision as Patrick Willis had to stop the Bengals from moving down the field, and down 7 points, went for it on fourth down. They did, Sterling.
Got it. Did a good job of finding T.J. Houshmandzadeh in the slot. He's one of the best slot receivers we have in our league. Got him a first down.
But last fourth down attempt, it appeared that Chad Johnson did come down with the touchdown grab. He could not bring it in, and when he finally did, he couldn't hold on to it when he went to the ground. The Bengals with an ill-advised challenge on this play. But I guess when you're 5-8, you're hoping to come up with something out of the bag. You got to try anything, and Sean Hill is a winner in his first career start on Saturday Night Football. 20-13 is the final score. The Bengals will have their first losing campaign in the Marvin Lewis era as they fall to 5-9. The Niners improve to 4-10. So we are here in San Francisco where some more ill-advised decisions right there. Not very layered, that effect. But at any rate, we are right here on the home side of the field in Monster Park. Rich Eisen along with Steve Mariucci and Sterling Sharp. Oh, and they're chanting your name, Steve.
I know those guys.
You do you?
Family. Okay.
They're family. The Mariucci's are here. There they are. All the way from Los Gatos. So, Steve, what do you think the 49ers did with Shaun Hill tonight? Or the other way around is, what do you think Shaun Hill did for the 49ers?
Really, it's nothing short of amazing, because if you look at his stats, 21 of 28, he was like that last week when he had a chance to play. They protected him well, Rich. They didn't turn the ball over at all. He made good decisions. Very impressive for a young, he's not a young quarterback, but he's a new quarterback.
I think the biggest key in this game is we're used to seeing the San Francisco 49ers be behind going into halftime. They've been outscored in the first half by 148 points, so you eliminate the threat of the run. What we saw tonight against the Cincinnati Bengals was a 49er football team that took a lead in the halftime and kept Frank Gore in the game running the football. I thought that was the biggest key.
Yeah, 29 carries for 138 yards. So while Steve's going to get reacquainted with his family members down here where he sent it up to the booth, Brian Gumbel, Deion Sanders, and Marshall Faulk, gentlemen.
All right, Rich, thanks so very much. I got you guys, and I'm not giving them back, by the way. We had too much fun tonight. Guys, we came on the air talking about two teams that had disappointing seasons. One of them continued the disappointment, but we're also talking about Shaun Hill. Did he show enough tonight for the 49ers to think that maybe conceivably this journeyman pro is their guy going forward?
I know a lot of people don't believe one game is enough, but you look at Shaun Hill and how he handled himself. The one thing is he's mobile. He can get out of the pocket and extend the play. And the one thing when you get out of the pocket is your eyes downfield. That's what you want first. Looking to deliver the ball downfield, extending the play, buying time. When you can do that, you become a better quarterback. Your offense becomes better. And then when you can also not just buy time, but get first downs with your legs, you're that much dangerous. This offense, we saw it, was much better with him in there than it had been with Alex Smith or Trent Dilfer.
And as a result, the other components came through for them. Frank Gore continuing to run and ran well tonight with 138 yards on 29 carries.
Yeah, without a doubt, and not to mention the defense. Besides the deep pass that they gave up to Chris Henry, this defense played pretty solid against a good offensive ball club.
On the other hand, we came on the air talking about the Cincinnati Bengals and talking about all this high-powered personnel they had on offense, and they fizzled.
And we talked about the inconsistencies. One thing about Carson Palmer, we talked about it over and over tonight. Chad Johnson, T.J. Houshmandzadeh, Chris Henry, although he hit Henry deep on one pass, the timing was off, the sync was off. It's almost like they hadn't played together all year long. They flow 1 minute, then the next minute they don't. No running game. They didn't want to establish the run and stick with the run. It seems like when they got hit in the mouth by the San Francisco 49ers in this young Hill, they just got away from the game.
And if you're Marvin Lewis, what do you do with this defense now?
First, if I'm Marvin Lewis, I got to understand, and I have young cornerbacks, a second-year guy, a first-year guy, so I can't blitz. Then I allow them to go one-on-one in the island when I do. So I got to find some type of defense to give them some type of help. But the problem is when you give those guys help, you eliminate a guy in the box, and they're able to run like Gore did tonight.
The Bengals go to 5-9, the 49ers go to 4-10, and we go to St. Louis to watch Marshall Faulk's number 28 being retired next Thursday. I say the over-under on your crying.
I'm not crying.
No?
No.
Next week, next Thursday, it's the Steelers and the Rams. We'll look forward to it then. Rich?
Sterling ain't talking about your suit. I'm just saying.
Why not?
I'm just saying.
You know what, Deion?
I'm just saying.
I just got to say something. I
have nothing to do with this, Sterling. I'm just saying.
All I say is this. I sit next to Deion Sanders every Sunday watching games for preparing for NFL game day.
Yep.
And all he's talking about with me is Braylon Edwards is going to go to the Pro Bowl. He agrees with me. Then he gets in the booth and throws him under the bus. I don't even know who you are anymore, Deion. What is up with that?
I'm different up here.
Yes, you are.
You are different up there.
You're different everywhere.
All right, guys, we'll see you in St. Louis, and I'll see Deion on the set of game day when he's going to tell me something he really doesn't believe. So they want you to come back here, Steve.
I'm back.
You are back. You're ours. Don't go anywhere. There you are. There's your close friends. And here are some words I never thought I would ever say on the Home Depot postgame show. Shaun Hill's coming to the set.
Shaun Hill.
He's coming up next. He's a winner.
There are 380,000 NCAA student athletes. And most of us will go pro.
Most of us will go pro in something other than
sports. In something other than sports. Go to ncaastudent.org to find out how.
Fear is that sense that you get in your gut that you're not going to be able to do whatever it was you set out to do.
Oh, define fear.
Fear, not knowing what you're up against.
There's nothing better than knowing that you have somebody in front of you that has fear. You want to destroy them.
The best way to instill fear, put your arm around this guy's shoulder and say, come here. I'm your friend.
Hi.
And I got something that I want to show you.
I'm willing to punch you in the mouth more times you're willing to punch me in the mouth.
I hated everything and everybody.
Fear makes cowards of us all. And I was never going to be a coward on the football field. Timmy Newsome was coming through the line of scrimmage. I tackled him. Unfortunately, it tore the top of my finger off.
These hands here went upside more heads, probably caused more concussions in the history of this game. And when I get to you, the fear's in.
You fear hitters because you know that every time they get an opportunity to hit you, they're going to take it.
Playoffs, New Orleans Saints. For me, it was like running through a cardboard box.
Fear does have a purpose. The purpose of fear is survival.
My goal and my objective is to go out there and inflict pain.
When I come for real. I'm not playing games here.
As a quarterback, you don't get hit every play, so you keep waiting for that first time that's going to happen.
I'm gonna look in your eyes when I take you out. In your eyes.
I used to love when quarterbacks used to look over and find out where the hell I was.
You mine, Ryan, you mine! You can't worry about getting hit on the football field. It's gonna happen. Sometimes I like when it happens.
It's not good. Getting hit by me, it's not fun.
You can't show that you're scared. You can't show that you're confused.
I think fear may smell like chicken.
But there's another side of it. It's like you get a quarterback like Peyton Manning, he'll pick you apart.
That's the other side of it, man.
Gale Sayers, Barry Sanders, different kind of fear, man.
I think the fear comes for people not knowing what exactly I'm gonna do.
I had the speed and quickness to befuddle you. I could run over you, drop my shoulder or drop my forearm in your chest.
I broke through the hole and it was just me and the safety to deal with. And at that time I stiff-armed it, knocked his helmet off. Fear was a factor.
What makes a player feared? What Jerry Rice brought. What Marvin Harrison brings.
Randy Moss, Steve Smith, Terrell Owens.
You look at me, proof is in the pudding.
I don't know why you're even here. Because you're not gonna beat me. You're not gonna.
Spend your holidays with us right here on NASN. The NFL regular season comes to an end with the league's top teams vying for playoff berths.
Pass into the end zone, and is caught for the touchdown.
We've got 15 bowl games leading to every BCS game live in January.
Touchdown, Ohio State.
And ring in the new year with a special live NHL doubleheader.
Scores!
The holidays have never looked brighter on NASN.
This is Donald Driver, and this is my story. This is my trials and my journey to my life as I know it. People go through hard times, you know, no one can control that. There's nothing out there today that can hurt me worse than what I went through when I was a kid. You know, the things that we went through living in a U-Haul truck, in and out of hotels, you know, living with friends. I know how it feels to not have lights, not have gas, not have water, not have food in your mouth. I know how that feels. I know how it feels to, you know, to lay on the street. I know how that feels. Those nights and those days, you know, they're more like hell. I never want to live that life again. Yeah, I was laying in the bed one day with my brother, and me and my brother shared the same room, and I remember looking at my brother telling him one day that I was going to make it. I'll make a promise to myself, and I'll make a promise to him as well as the rest of my family that I'll be able to pull us out. And that day came. In 1999, just sitting at home when the Green Bay Packers called me on the phone, I think that was maybe the point of my life, because I knew now I had opportunity to be able to do the things for my family that no one else in the family was able to do. I think everyone in my family looks up to me as a role model. And I don't look at myself as a role model. I look at my mom as being my role model, and that's who I take everything. When I step on that field, every catch is for my family. It's not for anyone else, because I know God has blessed me to be here. My two little kids, every day, you know, they wake up, they say, "Daddy, you going to football?" And I tell them yes. But it's that moment. It's that moment that makes me appreciate my two kids and my wife. Because without them and God, I couldn't survive. Never give up, regardless of what people say. Never give up. Because I look at my mom, she never gave up. You have to survive. Regardless of all the trials and tribulations you go through in life, you have to survive them. So if I have to wrap my life up, I could say I survived everything.
Druids Glen Golf Resort, voted European Golf Resort of the Year 2005. A golfer's paradise in the Garden of Ireland. 2 championship golf courses of contrasting design. The luxurious Marriott Druids Glen Hotel and Country Club, featuring 148 specially appointed guest rooms and a magnificent spa and health centre. Visit our driving range, pro shops, golf academy, and get your golfing tips or tuition from our resident PGA teaching professional.
XGames.com is the year-round online destination for action sports from around the world. We've got the latest vids, bios, photo galleries, and news 24/7, 365. Moto, BMX, skate, rally, surf, and the exclusive home of the X Games. If it happened in the world of action sports, it'll be on XGames.com. Bookmark it and log on early and often. Anytime, any place. XGames.com.
Just because you're thousands of miles from the nearest big league stadium doesn't mean you can't be a big league fan. Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
It's the question no one wants to answer.
Wow. I mean, shoot.
This a warm-up question?
Who is the NFL's best quarterback? Tom Brady or Peyton Manning?
There's so many similarities between these two guys. You could almost take these two and put them inside the same body.
Tall, something I never had. Strong arms, something I never had.
There's no gap. These are the 2 best football quarterbacks in the game.
They're in a league of their own right now.
In 2004, Manning set single-season records for touchdown passes with 49 and a 121.1 passer rating. He won a Super Bowl earlier this year and has the Colts on a 12-game winning streak.
I get the sense that when he looks at a defense, he not only looks at the position, oh, there's the strong safety, he now picks out a name. You know, there's a guy there, he's got a name, I know where he went to school, I know it, and then he also knows his body language. I've watched so much film on him, I know where he's headed.
Willing to throw it into double, triple coverage, but the thing about him is he can do it. Peyton seems to get it where nobody else can.
This year, Brady has thrown 30 touchdown passes. He's on pace for 60 and has a passer rating of 136.2.
The 30 touchdowns, I mean, that is remarkable. It really is. But more than just the touchdowns, the interceptions. 2 picks, that to me is almost as startling as the touchdowns are.
Brady's offense sometimes just comes out and says, to hell with the run. We're going to spread you out, and we're going to throw from the opening get-go.
It just looks like everything's so easy to him. It just, the way he drops back, the way he delivers the football.
The first thing that sticks in my mind is Joe Montana. When I see Tom play, and when he throws the football, it's as if the ball leaves the end of his finger, and it's like pointed right where it needs to go, and it ends up going right there.
In ESPN's quest to answer the unanswerable, we asked our panel to evaluate the 2 quarterbacks in a variety of categories. Arm strength.
Tom will surprise you every now and then with some of his throws down the field that he can really put some mustard on it, but I think overall Peyton probably has a stronger arm.
Peyton's deep ball, the ones I've always seen, he's hitting them between the 30 and the 40 yard. I've seen Tom unleash a few bombs. Maybe I'll give that one to Tom.
Mobility.
They're horrible runners. They're lousy runners. At least Tom's starting to slide a little bit.
I'd say Peyton Manning because I think he's a little quicker in the feet, but Tom just glides.
2-minute drill.
I'd give the edge right now to Tom only because of he's won some big Super Bowls with those 2-minute drills at the end of the ball game.
You'd probably go with Brady because he's been there and done that, but he's had the better team. He's had the better defense.
So if I put you up against the wall, as we've asked all these guys, and you have a Super Bowl, you're the coach.
Nice try. I'm gonna answer the question before you even ask me.
Who starts?
I'm not taking that, not even a million years.
Brady or Manning?
There's no way. There's no way. I don't care who comes out of the door. If one of them came out the door, I wouldn't be disappointed. Honestly.
Brady or Manning?
Wow. I can't answer that question. I'd love to have either one of them starting for me.
Oh, the irony. Some of the NFL's greatest decision makers ever, and they can't make a decision.
Please don't spend your time worrying about who's better, Tom Brady or Peyton Manning.
For the Cowboys' $67 million quarterback, it was the biggest game since getting throttled by the Patriots.
Slow ride.
A cross-country Guitar Hero 3 Xbox battle against actress Carmen Electra. Romo trained throughout his bye week in anticipation of the contest.
I'm Ed Werder reporting from Dallas. Tony, how did this all come together with Carmen Electra?
You know, I met her at the ESPYs, or maybe it was the Golden Globes, or I'm not sure really. But Samuel L. Jackson was there, and you know, we just hit it off from there.
Hated it. Ugh, he was all over me. I'm the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback and all that.
Several of Romo's Cowboys teammates showed up to mooch off his mojo.
We're gonna play against Carmen Electra and her hottie friends. You guys ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Woo!
Hey, Carm, get your butt in here. It's your turn.
As the practice period wound down, it was nearly time for the Interstate Jam session. Ed Werder had a preview, reporting from Dallas.
What's the biggest advantage you fear that Carmen Electra has on you in this game?
Well, it's got to be her history. You know, her ex-husband was obviously in a band and fighting an uphill battle, but it's a Tommy Lee, Kid Rock kind of a throwdown. Except Carmen's a girl, so maybe she can be Courtney Love.
Do you ever long for the days when video games just had a joystick and one button, like Donkey Kong and Dig Dug and Q*bert?
I don't think Q*bert had a button.
When game time finally arrived, Romo was ready in Dallas.
If we get this song, we got no chance of losing, Cor.
But Carmen was in the den, gaming on another computer.
I've been seeing Michael Strahan on the internet for a few weeks. Love the Gap thing. And I hear he's available. It's just chess. Checkmate.
Pretty sneaky, sis.
Druids Glen Golf Resort, voted European Golf Resort of the Year 2005. A golfer's paradise in the Garden of Ireland. 2 championship golf courses of contrasting design. The luxurious Marriott Druids Glen Hotel and Country Club, featuring 148 specially appointed guest rooms and a magnificent spa and health centre. Visit our driving range, pro shops, golf academy, and get your golfing tips or tuition from our resident PGA teaching professional.
There are 380,000 NCAA student athletes. And most of us will go pro.
Most of us will go pro in something other than sports.
In something other than sports. Go to ncaastudent.org to find out how.
Silent night, holy night, always fall, winter has come, that's the scene in Foxborough, 'tis the season to have some intriguing games on Sunday NFL Countdown.
It is a cold late afternoon here in Foxborough. The Patriots and the New York Jets. Bill Belichick coaching against his protege, Eric Mangini.
Week 15, the Patriots and Jets renew pleasantries.
Eric came out of here not liking Bill Belichick. Now he got caught cheating. Eric Mangini being disloyal. Belichick being hated. Screw this guy. I mean, that's a little much, don't you think?
Can Eric Mangini and the Jets avenge their much ballyhooed Week 1 loss? Or will the Patriots' pursuit of perfection roll on? In a battle for the final AFC playoff spot, the Browns host the surging Bills.
When playing for something, it tends to get a little more intense.
Let's go! Meanwhile, the Jags and Steelers are in a fight to preserve their playoff position.
Hey, let's just make the playoffs. And within those playoffs, anything can happen.
And the Cowboys try to move one step closer to securing home field in the NFC as they host divisional rival Philadelphia.
If you're not on your game, that's when you're going to get beat.
It's the one driving goal for every football player and every football team.
Put your big boy pads on. Let's fight to the finish.
Obviously, it's crunch time.
You can expect the unexpected.
Presents Sunday NFL Countdown. And now, here's your host, Chris Berman.
Welcome to the fall Sunday of the season. Outside many of your windows all over the country, it must seem like the dead of winter. Fall, bah humbug. It's that time, big games, weather, 10 shopping days left until Christmas, only 3 shopping days left to make the playoffs. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Berman, so glad you can be with us. Pull up a rum toddy, put an extra log on the fire, and enjoy getting ready for the games, along with Coach Mike. It's early, but it's never too early for a rum toddy.
That's way
Coach
too early
Mike
for that,
Ditka, Tom, you got the warming up things,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Emmett Smith is with us, of course. Mort will be by shortly. We've got Jason Krause in the studio. What? Don't tell me the weather.
You miss him?
Is Keyshawn
you
here?
Miss him?
Didn't he? Wait a minute. Key, We're doing TV here,
Oh, man, I know.
Oh, my goodness.
But I was just doing what you told me to do, bro.
Oh, my God.
Hoodie,
camera.
This is what he told me to do.
Hoodie,
Get in here, go out and scout the competition and find out what they're doing.
What are they doing?
They're gotten up on us over at some of those networks in New York.
You got their hand signals?
I got everything we
the
need.
Fox, CBS, hand signals, NFL Network. You got it. You're out of your mind.
You told me to do it. I'm just listening to the head coach.
They'll be mad at me. Shh. Don't you know? You don't tell on me. We'll have to talk about this later.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then, there's where we might begin. Take a guess. Let's start with the Patriots and Jets. The Patriots are 13-0. The Jets are 3-10. They're far from perfect, but this game carries far more intrigue than your usual haves versus have-nots. And not just because Key came in like this, and not just because the Patriots are dancing with unbeaten history. You could call today's fracas in Foxborough Spygate too. You could call it Christians against the Lions. You could call it a payback as a you-know-what game. Or you could call it potentially one of the biggest upsets in the history of pro football if it happens with the weather cooperating. More on Frosty the Snowman in a hurry. But this one combines elements of a James Bond movie.
And that is the ball game. Patriots rolling over the New York Jets.
The Patriots caught breaking NFL rules yesterday.
Cheating, which is what this clearly and blatantly was.